myself. My name is Ebie Lynch, and as it was introduced, I am running to have the opportunity, the privilege to be your California Lieutenant Governor. So, okay, I don't do well with podiums, so if it's okay with everyone, I'm just gonna come over here. So, I was asking my Papa above what I should give to you, because I've tried writing speeches and they never work out, because as soon as I get up here, the Holy Spirit says, no, Ebie, that's not what we're gonna say today. So I stopped doing that. So what I wanted to do, what he gave me was image. So our country is so great. We talk about it. We say in 250 years, we've accomplished so much. Sometimes we forget what it was that made us so great. This little country that we call the United States of America started off because some people had the courage to say, no, we must be able to worship freely. So they took the time and got the courage within them to come to this country, not knowing what they would face. Well, I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna remind you that our United States of America is also at a time where we have to find the courage and come out, not knowing what's going to happen, but we need to travel through time, the time within our own minds. Because I'm 50 years old. Well, thank you. But I'm gonna tell you, I grew up in South Central Los Angeles. And I remember a time when people knew their neighbors, people talked to their neighbors, people cared about their neighbors. How did we get here? Because we've taken God out of everything. The image in front of us right now is prosperity, is winning at any cost, is money, is everything but God. And God is saying, come back to your first love. Who is your first love? Remember, we were talking about those military people. I served 24 years in our United States Air Force, and I am so, so proud of the men and women who go out there and sacrifice. But they got the courage to sacrifice because they had a spirit that was placed in them by the Holy Spirit to do what was better than they could ever think of doing by themselves. I want to say that we have to go back in time and remember that the people, those men and women who fought so that we could have a united States of America, also did that. They took the time to say, you know what, I may not live through this, but my children will have a better place. They will be able to freely talk to their God, praise their God, worship their God. The men and women who were enslaved, formerly enslaved, and at that time enslaved, said, I may not be able to live this, but my children may be able to grow up being free. And it's not just the individuals who were enslaved, but people who came from dictatorships, because remember, we take it for granted that, hey, most people have some type of democratic or democracy in their land, but kings and queens ruled back then. And if they wanted to chop your head off because they didn't like you, they could. People dared to dream of a land where they can be able to say, no, I am equal to you because God said so. I know I'm preaching to the choir because I think most people here understand that we are great because of the Holy Spirit, because of the God that we serve and that has served us. But I'm saying it's not enough to know, you have to do. So what does it mean to be made in the image of God? It means that you have a spirit that brings about fruit. God said, well, you know them by their fruit. What does that mean? The fruit of the Spirit. Come on now. Okay, thank you. Is love, gentleness, peace, patience, faithfulness, self-control, joy, goodness, kindness. Do we display that right now in our land? Be honest, do you display that with your neighbor? Because that is the true fruit. When you have the fruit of the Spirit, you are going to act upon it, not just talk about it. Right now, our nation says, hey, a man can be a woman and a woman can be a man. And we say, okay, well, that's nice. And we move about our day when we know it's a lie. What are we doing about that lie that's spreading? We live in a world where millions of the unborn children, our next generation, are being slaughtered for profit. And we say, well, that's their choice. Do you have the fruit of the Spirit to be able to stand up and say that's wrong? We live in a world where men are told, you're just too manly. How dare you be too manly? And we women say, well, let me just keep quiet because, you know, women power. Well, when you keep telling your man that he's too manly, after a while, he's going to stop being manly. And then we complain, men aren't men. So I'm saying the fruit of the Spirit gives you courage to speak up when it's hard. But I'm also saying it's time for us to do. That means when you go out there and vote, are you voting to win? Are you voting your spirit? Are you saying, well, I know she's for abortion, but you know what, we can win? Are you saying that I'm going to stand up for what is right all the time? Because that's what the men and women of 250 years ago did. Show your courage, because when you do, our next generation will definitely see it and be empowered to do the same. My name is Ebie Lynch, and I hope to have the privilege to serve you as your Lieutenant Governor. Thank you.